It's time once again for Signal Boost. I'm Greg Mack with the APS Office of Government Affairs. Congress and the White House passed yet another short-term budget fix that funds the government until March 23rd. But most importantly, it also includes a spending deal that raises the caps on non-defense discretionary spending. That's the part of the federal budget that the science agencies fall under. You see, raising the caps means that more money could potentially be given to the science agencies and others in that category, taking the pressure off the zero-sum game that's been imposed by sequestration. Now, APS unit leaders specifically addressed raising the caps during APS's Congressional Visits Day on February 1st at meetings on Capitol Hill. So, the physics community had an active and contributing voice on that issue. What else did the APS unit leader volunteers talk about? Increased science funding, support for science infrastructure, funding for science education, H-1B visa reform, and addressing climate change as a direct threat to the national security of the United States, which is stated explicitly in the National Defense Authorization Act that was signed into law in December. You can learn more about those issues on the APS Advocacy Dashboard. 48 physicists from 25 states volunteered to be part of this day on the Hill for APS unit leaders. This included 35 of APS's divisions, groups, forums, and sections, and that might mean one or more of the units you belong to. The volunteers met as constituents with the offices of their senators and representatives and had 93 meetings in total. And they overwhelmingly had positive experiences and constructive conversations. The whole process was organized by APS OGA. We had video and in-person briefing sessions with the volunteers, prepared materials and messaging, and scheduled their meetings. But the most important part? That was when the volunteers told their personal stories about how the issues matter to them, their states, and their districts. These personal conversations are so important. They help the members of Congress understand how these issues are relevant to their constituents specifically, not just nationally. Speaking of the national picture, while these were productive conversations with Congress, we need to keep having them. On February 12th, the White House released its budget schematic for fiscal year 2019. It again proposed massive cuts for the science agencies. However, thanks to more money being available from the caps being raised, the White House released an addendum that negated the proposed cuts for the DOE Office of Science and NSF. Unfortunately, science at NIST is still facing a deep proposed cut of 17% from the fiscal year 2017 enacted level. Also, the administration again proposed to eliminate all funding for Title IIA of the Every Student Succeeds Act, which deals with teacher preparation and quality programs. We are going to continue to work with APS members to contact Congress and advocate for strong federal science budgets for fiscal year 2018 and 2019. Stay tuned for the next Signal Boost to hear more developments.